Hello everybody and welcome to the football betting series here on YouTube Premier League edition. With February firmly behind us, we look forward to taking profit in March. We're going to be covering some Premier League games today, but there are a few La Liga, Serie A and other competitions in the pinned comment down below, so don't forget to check that out. Without further ado, let's start off with the Premier League fixtures for the weekend, the 4th and 5th of March. We start things off with second place Manchester City hosting fifth place Newcastle United, and the Citizens managed to beat Bournemouth quite comfortably by 4-1 in their last Premier League fixture. This does extend their unbeaten streak to 5 consecutive games in all competitions. And across the Premiership, Manchester City are scoring 2.6 goals per game from 3.7 key chances created, defensively conceding 1 goal per game, 8 clean sheets in their last 25 Premier League matches. The away side Newcastle will be recovering from their Carabao Cup final defeat. They did lose 2-0 against Manchester United and continue a 67-year trophyless run. The Magpies are now winless in each of their last 4 games, and they're starting to suffer a downturn in form. In the Premiership, Newcastle average 1.5 goals per game and create 2.7 key chances per 90. Defensively, they have the best records in the league, 0.7 goals against and 12 clean sheets in their 23 Premier League games. When we look at the head-to-head records, Newcastle performed admirably in the fixture in August against Manchester City, managing a 3-3 draw. However, this did represent a little bit of a collapse for the Magpies. They were leading at 3-1 at one point and conceded 2 goals in as many minutes and then held on for the rest of the second half in order to avoid defeat. Prior to this particular fixture, Manchester City had won each of the last 6 encounters, and the Citizens also sit atop of the home form table, 10 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. Whereas Newcastle have the 4th best away record, which is still respectable. However, they have failed to win in each of their last 3 away trips against Crystal Palace, Arsenal and Bournemouth. And it's for these reasons that we're going to be taking Manchester City to win at home against struggling Newcastle in our first bet. Our second selection sees 8th place Brighton hosting 16th place West Ham United. And Brighton were able to rest and rotate since their loss to Fulham, as the Premier League fixture against Newcastle was postponed ahead of the Magpies Cup final. The Seagulls have quite a mixed form, winning 1, losing 1 and drawing 1 of each of their last 3 Premier League games, but on average they're scoring 1.8 goals per game and creating 3 key chances per 90. Defensively they are conceding 1.3 goals per game, having 6 clean sheets in 22 top-flight matches. The away side West Ham will be feeling pretty confident following their recent 4-0 thrashing of Nottingham Forest, bouncing back from their recent league defeat against Spurs. And despite this loss, West Ham have only lost 1 of their last 6 competitive matches, and it has been this good form that has lifted them out of the relegation zone. The Irons are averaging 1 goal per game and creating 1.5 key chances per 90. Their defence is also pretty decent, 1.2 goals against and 5 clean sheets in 24 matches. When we look at the head-to-head record, Brighton won each of their last 2 encounters by a combined margin of 5-1. Additionally, they are unbeaten against West Ham in each of their last 11 top-flight encounters. The Seagulls appear to have West Ham's number, and I'm going to be backing them to win at home against a relegation candidate. Our third selection sees 15th place Wolverhampton Wanderers hosting 4th place Tottenham Hotspurs. And the Wolves managed to secure a draw last time out against Fulham, that game finishing 1-1. Wolves have seen a slight uptick in their form, only losing 1 of their last 4 games, and they're going to hope to continue this good form in avoiding relegation this season. Across the Premier League, Wolves scored 0.8 goals per game from 1.2 key chances per 90. Defensively, this is outweighed though, 1.4 goals against, 6 clean sheets in 24 matches. The away side Spurs managed to win their last game by beating a struggling Chelsea side quite comfortably by 2-0. And Spurs have pretty good form in the Premier League. With the exception of a bad afternoon in Leicester, the Lily Whites have won 4 of their last 5 competitive domestic fixtures. And it is in the Premiership that Tottenham are scoring 1.8 goals per game, creating 2 key chances per 90. Their defence is 1.4 goals against and 9 clean sheets in their 25 matches. When we look at the head-to-head record, Spurs won the game earlier this season by 1-0, with who else other than Harry Kane making the breakthrough. Spurs have also won 4 of the last 5 games against Wolves heads up. And an additional factor to consider is when we look at Wolves' home record, they rank number 16, losing 3 of their last 5 games at Molineux. whereas Spurs hold the 6th best away record in the league, but we must qualify this by pointing out they have only won 2 of their last 5 away trips. That's why I am going to be taking Spurs in this one, but I'm going to be tempering my expectations with just a half stake. Our final bet of today's episode sees 7th place Liverpool hosting 3rd place Manchester United, and Liverpool were frustrated to only draw 0-0 against Crystal Palace in their most recent game. The Reds have been struggling for form and have only won 2 of their last 6 games. In the Premier League, they are scoring 1.7 goals per game, despite creating 3.1 key chances per 90, so really we're pointing towards the issue of finishing here. Defensively, 1.2 goals against and 8 clean sheets in 23 isn't too bad. The away side Manchester United will be jubilant following their first cup in the last 4 years, as they did win the English League Cup by beating Newcastle 2-0. In the Premiership, Manchester United are scoring 1.7 goals per game and creating 2.8 key chances per 90. Defensively, 1.2 goals against and 10 clean sheets in 24 games. Now, Liverpool's form and Manchester United's fixture congestion make it quite hard to predict a winner, but I do like goals in this game, so let me just explain. Liverpool have seen over 2.5 goals in 3 of their last 6 games. Manchester United have seen over 2.5 goals in 5 of their last 6 games. And when we look at the head-to-head record, over 2.5 goals has come in each of the last 6 encounters. And it's for this reason that we're going to be taking over 2.5 goals in our final bet in today's episode. Liverpool, Manchester United, over 2.5. So there we have it, 4 selections to kick March off for us. Starting off with Manchester City hosting Newcastle. We're going to be taking the Citizens to win at home, odds of about 1-2. £20 stake to pick up, £9.40. Moving on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs now. Brighton West Ham. We're going to be taking the home side again, Brighton. Odds of 4/5, £20 stake to return about 17. In the other 3 o'clock kickoff, we're taking the away side Spurs to beat Wolves at Molineux. Odds of about 6-4, £10 stake to return 13.40. And then the last game of the weekend, Liverpool versus Manchester United, over 2.5 goals. Odds of about 3-4, £20 stake to return 14.60. Across our 4 selections, we're going to be risking £70 to hopefully pick up as much as £54.40. Will we do so? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to tune in to next episode. But if you have made it to this point in the video, please drop a like down below. And make sure to check out the comment section for our other predictions. And as always, have yourself a lovely day.